In a process improvement work, what are the top 3 issues which customers usually face in CMMI level 2 or 3 work?
Okay. Top 3 issues. Let's see, there's 18 process areas at level 2 and level 3. So the top 3 issues that I typically am questioned about, I'd say number 1 is at level 2. Requirements management has a practice that talks about requirements traceability. Many organizations wrestle with why do we do traceability? And traceability is in 2 directions. One is traceability from the high-level requirements to the low-level requirements, and the other traceability direction is requirements to the work products of things that are made because of the requirements. So the linkage from the top to bottom must be in place so that you can trace the high-level requirements to a lower-level requirement and work product to a requirement. Now, the idea of doing this is what organizations typically wrestle with. They understand the concept of having a mechanism of linking, say, a requirement to a use case, to a code module, to a test case. It makes sense. But what becomes a challenge sometimes is wondering why. Why do we create this requirements traceability? And the bottom line is the reason is to understand very quickly the impact of a change. So when a change occurs on a project, requirement change, the mechanism should allow them to very quickly understand what's the impact, what code modules will be touched, what use cases were going to be affected, which test cases will be affected. And that's one of the challenges. The second one, again, at level 2.
This is a challenge. This is not an issue. I mean, something which they cannot grasp exactly why they are doing.
I think it's a common
question.
I'm usually questioned, number 1, why should we do it? Why do we have to do it? Because they read traceability and they understand that things must be linked together, but the understanding of why is what's missing.
Once the why is understood, the impact on change.
Once that why is understood, then they can take the next step of saying, oh, now we can do a mild, I know I say mild, but a much easier linkage mechanism that makes better sense to the things that they make in the business that they're in. Okay, that's one. The second one that I usually get the most questions on, and that organizations again wrestle with it, is this estimation based on the size of a work product, especially in the software industry. For the last 15, 20 years now, this has been wrestled with over and over and over. Many years back before that, when I was coding, we were estimating based on experience of the developers. So we would do our estimates just based on what our previous experiences were. Now what the model's asking for is that there's some documentation of what work products and test attributes you're basing your estimates on. This goes back to size. Some organizations use source lines of code, function points, feature points, objects, many different techniques for estimating. But the challenge is establishing a baseline and working from that. So my advice to these organizations is to not spend a lot of effort, time, and money on trying to first develop the perfect estimation process, because it won't happen. The focus should be on how to baseline a way of doing it and then continually improve your estimation process. So these are the reasons why I typically get the answers is many times organizations have that misunderstanding that we'll implement the perfect process and we're done, when it's really let's implement a good process and make it better. That's the whole idea of process improvement. And then the third one that I get most of the questions about has to do with measures. And that's more of a wider topic because measures are addressed at maturity level 2 with the measurement analysis process area, and also across all process areas for monitoring those process areas, and also are leveraged at level 3 in what we typically call the measurement repository, collecting measures from the organization with the idea of being able to go to level 4 someday such that we can leverage those measures through quantitative analysis to understand our process performance and quality. So measures, it depends on the maturity level of the organization is how I answer the question. Because measures at level 2, the focus is primarily on defining good measures for information needs. And the guidance in CMMI would be the primary focus is those 7 process areas that you're implementing. So starting out with the measure, say, for configuration management. But first understanding what are my information needs for configuration management. One of the lessons learned of doing process improvement myself at many companies was we would jump right into what measures should we have?
Yeah.
And we would ask consultants. I was asking consultants, what measure do I have to have for configuration management or requirements management? And I'd get the answer back that, well, requirements changes. Unfortunately, without thinking about why we would do that, the company would go off and start collecting, requirements changes, and we'd have documented that we had 1,300 requirements changes. But that was it. We had no understanding of what was the impact on the project. So starting out at level 2, you really want to focus on the measurement and analysis process area and how it helps you understand how to turn information needs turn data into information needs. And then worry about going at maturity by leveraging that data, quality data, effort data, productivity data, to start understanding the enactment of the processes, process performance. Then go to level 4. So there's a shift in maturity of the use of measures as you journey through the model. Okay?
Okay.